Give answers or face legal action. Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan and Eskom CEO Andre de Ruyter have until today to do just that. They were served with a letter of demand over blackouts with the backing of law firms, NPO groups and trade unions. South Africans are coming for the failing power utility from all angles. Groups are taking to the streets in protest, while high-profile lawyers, political leaders and civil society are threatening legal action. Lawyers have been instructed to demand power outages be stopped with immediate effect. If not, a full explanation of why it can't be stopped must be given. They're also demanding the 18.65% increase granted by NERSA not be implemented. If the answers are not forthcoming today, legal papers will be filed come Monday. The Small Enterprise Finance Agency says 71% of businesses are negatively impacted by power cuts. No surprises there, as the country is emerging from a week of stage 6 power cuts. It's now looking at energy relief packages for affected entities. Let's get the Small Business Institute's views on this. Its CEO, John Dludlu, joins us this morning. Good morning, Mr. Dludlu. Thank you very much for your time. Can you just give us a sense as a start of how much pressure the constant blackouts have placed on small businesses?
Thank you very much, Mfundo, for inviting us. I think this is just dealt us as a segment of the economy a heavy blow. Let's not forget that we have just emerged from 2 years of hard lockdowns in the country. At the beginning, towards the end of 2020, we estimated that as many as 55,000 small businesses may not make it through COVID. Now, that was due to COVID. There have been since other problems, the slow growth of the economy, the high interest rate environment. We think this is just such a heavy blow. You are starting to see now sectors such as the hospitals being affected, mortuaries being affected. So it's really very, very serious for the small business segment of the economy.
But it seems some sort of help is coming because the Minister of Small Business Development is working on some sort of an energy relief package. Have you actually been invited to give input on the kind of relief that would be needed at this point? Because many would say you really are the authority on this. You wouldn't want a situation where there's help that's designed for you, but actually it's ineffective.
Better late than never, Fundo. The banks have moved on, have been the first and the first movers in this instance. And some of the small business financiers have been working on this solution, on this problem for a long time. So we welcome the move by government to try and invite stakeholders, especially those who are affected in the ecosystem, to try and design solutions. Because the lesson that we learned from COVID was that you cannot put solutions to a problem that you don't understand very well. Right. And you cannot design solutions without involving the people who are affected by the problem. So we stand ready to assist government to put these solutions into place. Let me just make one point, Mfundo. If you look at the current environment, we would like to make it clear to government that I think it would be pointless to lay on more debt onto the small business segment of the economy. Households are hugely indebted, businesses are hugely indebted. This high interest rate environment is not conducive to that.
And then beyond this, though, what would you say should be or would be an ideal package, a relief package? Would it be in the form of money, or you want exemptions from load sheddings, perhaps for specific industries, be it the funeral parlors we were speaking of, because we know what they're going through now? What should the relief packages look like?
I think we shouldn't take anything off the table. We should look into grant funding, and we should look into partnerships as is happening now with other businesses. So some large businesses have adopted and given workspaces and access to their embedded energy systems to small business suppliers. So we have to be creative. But if you look at the COVID environment again, the humanitarian crisis was averted because government signed up checks to households and families. So we have to look at very seriously at grant funding for small businesses to get off the grid.
But we know that whenever there's talk of some sort of relief, especially monetary, then that whole COVID situation or experience comes up for many where the help didn't reach a great number of deserving candidates. So how would you, perhaps as organized business, look to assist in that respect, that the correct candidates actually benefit?
Keep it simple. Please stop giving so many conditions. We now have quite a detailed, I think, database based on COVID relief. We know where to find these small businesses, work with the ecosystem. They can assist, but don't put too many conditions to assistance. Again, if you look at the households that were saved during COVID, government just asked for your number. And if you're not on the social grant system, you're not receiving any grant, you receive the help. So keep it very simple.
I'm glad that you touch on the need for simplicity here, because some people took for granted that those that didn't receive, in some instances, was because they really couldn't meet these requirements, or it had to take them from one department to another, get this signature or the other, until they decided, you know, I'll go it on my own.
So no, we did make a suggestion to government at the time. We said, please give the money now that you know where these people are, and then help them to comply, help them to get registered with the Revenue Service, UIF, CIPC, but let the help get there first. We do understand that this is public's money, taxpayers' money, and we are not asking people to be fraudulent and not accountable. We are just saying, get the help out there, save as many jobs as you can first, and then we can all work together in getting people to be compliant.
And then just in closing, your views on those that have opted to take to the streets to compel Eskom to do away with load shedding at this point, and even those that are challenging the load shedding or power cuts in court. What do you make of that? Would that be a better solution?
I can't discredit what is going on right now. People are frustrated. What we have to all work towards is we have to stop normalizing load shedding. It is bad for the economy. It is bad for the image of our country. We have to exert a sense of agency to what is going on right now in trying to get solutions. So I am not going to say those who are taking to the streets, taking to courts, are doing the wrong thing. We are all very frustrated, and we want a sense of agency, and South Africans demand accountability.
Mr. Dludlu, they're saying stop normalizing load shedding. It's not normal. It's actually not productive for whether it be business or just ordinary living. Thank you very much for your time this morning. That was John Dludlu, the CEO of the Small Business Institute.